Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Spartan Crew Gaming, and today we're talking about Middle-earth, Shadow of War once again. Let's jump into it. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the Nazgul, and with that, there are some spoilers to the story and the boss fights, so if you do not want to know about those, please turn away. If you do not mind, I'm going to jump straight into them. Let's go. So basically, Game Informer is doing a whole month of exclusive content for Middle-earth, Shadow of War, all the way up to release, because, you know, it's only a month away. Woohoo, yay, awesome. But nonetheless, we're going to be talking about Helm Hammerhand. He is the first Nazgul on this list. And actually, I'm going to let you guys watch the cinematics. So first is Helm Hammerhand, then Sudan, who is another ring wraith who tried to attack Sauron's fortress way back in the day. And then, of course, Isildur, which we all know is the guy who cut, Sauron's hand off and, kind of ended Sauron's reign of power. So basically, I'm going to let you guys watch those cutscenes to see their story. They're really awesome, really cool, and then we're going to talk about the characters themselves and the boss battles afterwards, and also the Witch King of Agmar. Enjoy!
You should have given me your daughter's hand when I asked.
And then we've got Sauron in fair form and Celebrimbor together, because they worked on the Rings of Power.
For your daughter's safe return.
Please, don't fight him.
If you kill me, you'll start a war. War has come!
So these events, killing the suitor of his daughter, these are all established within the books. So it's really just the connection of these events to his fall and his fate in becoming the Nazgul that we're bringing together.
Well, thanks for showing it. This is
Thank
one
you.
of 3 flashbacks in the game, or how are you framing this?
There's actually more than that. This is one of the 3 individual Nazguls that we fight, but we have other battles against the Nazguls in a group. We have the Balrog fight, we face the Witch King, we face Sauron, so we definitely went to...
So first off, let's talk about Helm Hammerhand. I thought he was an amazing looking Nazgul, and I just love his whole cutscene and the story. Basically, this, I guess, warlord named Sarek wants his daughter's hand in marriage. Helm's like, hey, no, I'm not letting her marry a warlord like you. And he gets all offended, and Sarek's like, you know what, I'm just gonna kill you and take your daughter instead. And then, of course, Sauron and Celebrimbor, scheming around like they usually do, give this guy a ring on his deathbed and basically bring him back to life. And he goes to kill Sarek and ends up killing his daughter, just like we saw in the cutscene. But nonetheless, the way he fights us in the game is he's in Saragost. He is a Rohirrim, so he is in touch with nature, or he's at least in touch with the beasts of nature. So he can call Caragors, dragons, ghouls, and everything because, you know, your roots make you who you are, I guess. And he's really cool. And, you know, he's a really hard boss fight from what I've heard. The Game Informer people said he's one of the hardest bosses to fight. And it's really cool to see that Monolith is putting some more, I guess, you know, stuff into their boss fights, and it is really cool. Next up, we're going to be talking about Sudan. So yeah, let's talk about Sudan. So Sudan basically was a guy who went to attack Sauron, and it didn't end up working out for him. Sauron's like, hey, I surrender, and here, have a ring. And basically, they took Sauron prisoner, and then over time, the ring just corrupted Sudan, and, you know, well, Sudan ended up serving Sauron. So Sauron was never really the prisoner. Sudan was the prisoner when he put the ring on his finger. So, you know, it is, you know, kind of sad story for that guy, but nonetheless, he is he can dominate orcs just like you can when you fight him. He is one of the first Nazgul you fight, and you'll be fighting him at good old Minas Ithil, and our Minas Morgul after the Nazgul take it over. And basically, he can dominate orcs and basically turn your work against you when you are fighting him, which is really interesting and really cool. And basically, that is all I got from what I read. And then, of course, last but not least is Isildur. Let's talk about him. So Isildur is super cool. He's the guy that stopped the war, but he ended up getting corrupted by power, you know, of the ring, because he's like, hey, I'm going to keep the ring and not destroy it. Basically, after he dies in the river like we see in the movies, apparently Sauron finds his body, puts a ring on his finger, and puts a new ring on his finger, not the one ring, of course, and makes him into a Nazgul. And basically, when you are fighting him in the game, you'll be fighting him in Gorgoroth. I'm supposing was one of the last Nazgul you fight, along with the Witch King of Agmar. And basically, you know, you fight him, and he is a lot like Talion. His skills are very much like a ranger, so he fights a lot like a ranger, because he's a Gondorian, and he can call up the army of the dead, or at least an army of dead Gondorians, which makes me think, remember that scene of Talion with the army of the dead behind him? What does that mean? Is Talion going to become the replacement Ringwraith? I don't know. And of course, last but not least, is a Sane from the Witch King. Well, not a Sane, but they writ down... What's with my grammar? They wrote down some cool stuff about the Witch King. Basically, the Witch King is someone you'll also be fighting in the game, but he is not interested in killing you. He's more interested in turning you into a Ringwraith yourself. And I do believe that might be the fate of Talion by the end of this game, of course, because he can't live much longer because he would mess with the Lord of the Rings movie lore and the books and everything. So yeah, I think Talion may become a Ringwraith, and that is what the Witch King of Agmar wants to do to him, and basically that is all the information we have. So I thought it was super cool to learn about these boss fights, to see some new footage, and I'm really impressed with the cutscenes. We are nearly to 1,000 subscribers as well, guys, and I'm super excited about that. It makes me just so hyped and everything, and I'm so thankful to you guys and to God for all the opportunities that I've been given, and I just cannot wait. So guys, thank you for watching this episode. I hope it was informative, and that you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel a ton. And yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna go now. See you guys in the next episode.